What a wonderful day. I'm going to get a phone call here in a little bit, so I don't know why the hell I started this, but welcome to Kletus Ray's Roadside Service. We're running tanker again today. We had a little bit of a flip-flop, this, that, I don't know what the hell's going on yesterday. They didn't know what the hell they were going to do with me today. But regardless, I slept in. Wow, what a shock. Not good. Luckily it's not a big deal. I just gotta, they have loads of water they need hauled out. I'm gonna be here to do that. Now, whenever I offloaded last time down in Tulsa, I had issues. Like, I could not get the rear valve to shut all the way. So whenever the truck was fully loaded, you gotta open up that rear valve. Well, you got to take the cap off at least to get a hose hooked up, and then you can open up the valve. But if the valve don't shut all the way, you got a problem. And I knew there was a problem. There's something stuck in the valve, would not let it shut all the way, because whenever you're pulling vacuum, it was so much I couldn't pull the cap off. A 2-inch hose with full vacuum, I can barely get that motherfucker off. But a 3-inch hose, uh, nah, it ain't. You gotta be able to get that. Well, you can crack it off a little bit, and then let some vacuum bleed off, and then you can usually get it open. But if the valve is not shut, then you're just pulling against straight up. We're coming over. Good thing there's nobody there. Damn, son. Uh, I'd like to get over one. Well, no, I don't need to get over anymore. Anyways, I knew there was a problem, and I didn't stick around at the offloading place to figure it out. I didn't want to have to sit there and deal with it. So I just, once I did get offloaded, I had to spill a little bit on the ground, but they didn't give a shit. It's where they offload all kinds of nasty shit. The shit that I was offloading is cleaner than anything else they get. So, it just cleaned off a little spot for us, I guess. But had to rip that fucking thing off and make a big mess, and then hook up the hose, and everything went well. But over the course of running these loads, with that offloading valve, usually you just open it, let everything come out, and then you shut it, and then once everything's out, everything's out, and then you just shut the valve and then put the cap on, and you head on your way. Well, it had been building up sediment because it goes from 6-inch down to 4-inch, down to 3-inch. And, every time it steps down, that creates a little bit of a void there. So, unless you're offloading with 6-inch, no sediment is able to get out. It just builds up inside there, kind of like stair steps. So, that's what I just found out. I had about 10 gallons worth of liquid I had to bleed off because, as you're driving this thing around, even after you empty it all and you have it tilted all the way back, some liquid still is trapped inside there because there is sediment in the bottom of the tanker. It's just in the tanker itself. So it's trapping some liquid. And yeah, I had about 10 gallons worth of liquid. I had to bucket out of that bitch, just open up the cap and let whatever's in there drain out into a bucket. But not a big deal, but I am a little late today. So I feel kind of bad because they wanted me to be on site at 7, and it is 8:30, and I'm not even there yet. But luckily, it's just like, hey, it's not like a set in stone. You have to be there. Somebody's waiting on you. It's just like, yeah, we want to get as many loads out as possible, and now I'm missing one. The time that I wasted is probably one load's worth, and I might be able to stay late and do another one. I don't know. But I don't think it's going to be a problem. It's kind of funny because they got another guy over here running a tanker, and he's a good guy. That's what everybody says. He's a great guy. He's just so slow about anything and everything. I'm pretty sure every time he gets in the driver's seat, he gets hungry, so he has to. And he's a skinny little guy, but he every time I've ever gone anywhere with him, and I'm like, yeah, we should just go. And he's like, can we stop for a snack? And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, I just want to grab a snack real quick. And he'll usually go in and get a corn dog, I don't know, something dick shaped, and then eat it with his mouth open next to me. And we're back. I just got off the phone with everybody I need to. Anyways, yeah, the fucking dick shaped eater. He's running the other tanker, so um, I don't know. I ain't gonna be able to. I ain't gonna have to deal with him much. I don't think. I don't know. I'm interested to see how he's doing it though, because I'm like, hey, man, you guys. Everybody likes the guy. He's just so slow, but slow kind of drags into progress, and I don't know. I'm thinking maybe that's why they decided they were like, hey, we need to get somebody else to start running tanker loads. I'm like, if he was running a vac truck, I wouldn't have any complaints about him. I mean, he still wouldn't be as fast as everybody else, but he would get the job done way easier. But they got him running a full size fucking tanker, and I just can't imagine him backing that motherfucker into the building every time, getting it going. I've been out with him several times, and it's always an interesting conversation. But I don't know. Sometimes I feel a little bad about talking. I don't know, and I guess I would consider that talking shit about him. But I'm just like, there are several other guys that were really good workers that were let go for way less. It seems like. I don't know. But luckily, I'm still around. I'm still doing my thing, I guess. And I should just leave him alone. Okay, guys, I'm sorry. I'm not good at talking shit about people. I mean, am I good at it, or I just don't like to do it? But last night was good. I got on the phone with Luke right as I got to my yard, and I was fueling up the truck, and I already had a game plan in my mind. I was like, all right, I just got back from Tulsa. I gotta go in. I gotta turn in some paperwork. I gotta go fuel up the truck, which our fucking fuel island is slow as shit. I gotta unlock the building. I gotta open up my door. I gotta park my truck, and then I gotta go take a shit. Like, I have to shit real bad. This was last night, and right as I start fueling up, I had already went over and opened up the garage door and everything. And then Luke called me, and so I'm perfectly fine talking to him. I've just got like a game plan set in my mind. But I got my truck parked and everything, and then we're still talking. And then I gave up on taking a shit just because I don't like to shit and talk to people. I like to shit and scroll. Not about not about that talking to people while I'm on the shitter. Even my kids, they can't be on the. They're like, Daddy, what are you doing? Like, hey, go away. I'm shitting. Okay? I'm shitting. My wife, she'll come by. Sometimes she will open the door, and I don't know why. She'll just open the door to say it stinks. I'm like, hey, get the hell out of here. I'm shitting. This is my zen time, okay? I can't talk to anybody. It's weird to talk to people while there's shit coming out of my ass. I feel vulnerable. I don't want to talk to anybody. Even on the phone, I don't want to talk to anybody. But I was talking to him, and we went through some things, and he needed a burn barrel. And so I was walking him through, all the burn barrels we got laid around the shop there, because we have a bunch of barrels that, they're going to be turned into, eventually they'll be trash cans, is what they'll either be smashed and thrown in the metal dumpster, or just set somewhere with the lid off, and people will fill it up with trash. That's what these barrels are. We have the brand new barrels inside, and that's what we take out to job sites. And I have taken, because I don't like seeing a barrel not used to its full potential. They're like, hey, grab 4 barrels and head over here or whatever. I'll grab the 4 fucking shitty barrels from outside, and then they're always confused. They're like, what? Where did you get these barrels? I'm like, I got them from outside the barrel building. They're like, what? Why don't you grab new ones? I'm like, because they're all going to the fucking landfill. Why don't we use the fucking shitty barrels first? They have all the pieces and parts. There's nothing wrong with them. They're just a little rusty on the inside or whatever, and on the outside. A sticker's going to stick to them just fine, So, anyways, these barrels, unless I do something about it and I go over there, or somebody is in charge of, hey, smash all those fucking shitty barrels and throw them in the dumpster, they're free for the taking. So, anyways, I got him a nice rusty barrel and took it to his house. I mean, it's not super rusty, but it's about as good as you can get, for being a shit barrel on the outside of the building. So, grabbed that and I strapped it down. And then it was so funny because he's talking to me. I opened up my front pocket on my shirt and I shoved my phone in there. I put it on speaker, and I went to Quick Trip yesterday, and apparently if you buy 2 taquitos, you get 2 free energy drinks, which was all right. But anyways, I had these energy drinks, and I already had to put my backpack and everything away. I'm trying to hold these 2 energy drinks, my hard hat, my keys, lock the gate, and I'm talking to Luke at the same time. And I mean, I'm so sorry, Luke. I couldn't pay attention to anything he was. I was just like, this motherfucking gate, and I'm just like shaking the gate and everything because our locks on our gate are outside all the time, and they get replaced every now and again. And I'm telling you, that one needs to either be replaced or lubed up because it was pissing me the fuck off yesterday. And that was right at the end of the conversation with me and Luke. I was like, I'm so sorry, man. I didn't hear a fucking word he's saying. We were talking about countertops and redoing houses and shit like that. But it was just, and then I go inside the shop, and there's a guy. He's like, you remind me of that guy that's like, this motherfucking house. I'm like, yeah, that's exactly how I felt. I was like, this motherfucking gate is a piece of shit. I'm trying to hold all my shit, and I could set it all down, but I'm not gonna set all my shit down just to fucking click a lock. I'm like, I could do this with limited hand mobility. I could do it, and I did do it, but it just got me real fired up, and then it ruined the conversation with me and Luke. We weren't recording or nothing, but I have a feeling me and him will be doing an episode eventually again. I always do episodes with anybody. I got I don't know. I've talked to my other homeboys, my old Stevie V and my Jason Ralph and all them other guys up in Canada, and yeah, they know that I'd like to have a conversation with them. So hopefully our schedules will line up eventually, and we can get you guys another wonderful podcast. I mean, how many times have I talked to Stevie V? I've had him on a few times, and we've been on a couple of combination episodes and whatnot. But I don't know. I really enjoyed that very first conversation I had with Stevie V. The very first one. It was like 2.5 hours long. It was a wonderful conversation, and I don't know. Hopefully, we can do that again sometime because there's still stuff about Stevie V I don't know nothing about. More stuff I want to get into, you know. But anyways, today, so what happened was I'm hauling some paint type of liquid down to Tulsa. They had a crew come out and clean, not our crew, a totally different set of group of people, but we're an environmental company, and we do hauling, and they don't really do hauling apparently. So they cleaned out some of these paint tanks, and there was a bunch of shit in there, and we hauled it all down to Tulsa. Not all of it yet, but we're getting there. And well, there happened to be a spill at the same place, and apparently it was, no, it was no, I don't know whose fault it was, but somebody was to blame, and it wasn't the other crew, and it wasn't us. Is what I've been told. But there's a creek over here, and a bunch of this paint type shit went down into the creek, and now we have a bunch of fucking frac tanks. But none of this goes down to Tulsa because it's mixed with water. It's diluted a whole bunch. So it's all going to go down to here locally. We have a spot that decided they would accept it since it's so diluted. It's just going to be like dirty, white looking water. And I don't know. I guess I could keep you on the hook until we get there. We're almost there. Anyways, yeah, last night I went home and hung out with the kiddos and the wife, and I don't know. I was just like, I want to go lay down. So I went and I laid down like 9:30 last night. I laid down in the bed and I was watching Cletus McFarland, and uh, I'm so excited because first off, Cletus is racing in the ARCA series or whatever, the Menard series or whatever, and that's super duper exciting. And he's coming to Kansas City potentially 2 times. He might not come at all if he doesn't do well in the very first race. But in April 18th, which is a Saturday, he's coming to Kansas City potentially, and he's going to race. And I want to get tickets. I want to go to the race. And the one of the most shocking things of it all was Squirrel, which is his right hand man on the channel there. He's going to race in it too if he does well in the first race. So I'm so fucking pumped if I can go, and I could, I think it'll be, if I want to do a pit pass or something, I think it's like $60. So it's not even super duper expensive. I mean, it's more expensive than I really want to spend. And, what really sucks is that it's on April 18th, which is, uh, let's say, give or take a day from my wife's birthday. So there's some guys down there. I see them. So that's going to be a problem. My wife's birthday weekend, unless she wants, maybe she will want to go with me. Maybe that'll be a good thing. We can both have a good time. And my birthday, well, I didn't do shit for my birthday, so maybe you know, maybe I can talk her into it. I don't know. I'm super fucking pumped about it. And I think it can happen. I just don't know. I don't know. I never buy tickets to anything or anywhere, but they were like, oh yeah, you can get this like pass to go to the pits pre-race for $20, but you have to be accompanied by this other grandstand pass or whatever. And I'm like, where's the grand? How do I what? I don't know how to buy tickets. There's like tiers and different things and here this and that. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at. I don't know what, tell me what to buy, even Chat GPT couldn't help me out. Oh, I think I go this way. I think I go this way up here. I might have gone the wrong way. I might be going the right. The right way? Dude, if I'd have known this was a pathway, for years I've been going the wrong fucking way. Yeah, there's a lot of frac tanks out here. Uh-oh, here's somebody. They might want to talk to me. Nope. Nope, I know what I'm doing. He said there's two frac tanks with hoses. There's one with hoses in the top, and there's one with hoses in the front. He said only pull from the one with hoses in the front. So I think I can do that. And they got a scale right here. I wonder if I can. I'll just pull up on the scale so I can get my exact weight. You know, maybe, maybe not. Here we are. Yeah, there's a couple of roll-off boxes, open tops. There's an F650, and there's a bunch of fucking frac tanks. A bunch of frac tanks. Look at this guy. Hey, how you doing? Hell yeah, I like waiting. Where you want me to start? Oh, are you guys just cleaning them as we go or something, or? I saw him down at a train engine down there. Okay. All right. Well, I think he told me to grab not this one with the hose in the top. There's another one with the hose in the front. So I'll just work over there. Nah, I'll be all right. All right. See you around. That guy looks exactly like Billy Strings. Looks exactly like him. Okay, so that's cool. They got this hose hooked up, so I don't need to. I don't need to pull out any hoses. They got. He said he got a bleeder valve on it and everything, so that's awesome. Hell yeah, this is the way it should be. I ain't never pulled from a frac tank the right way. I've always, it's always been a fucking just throw a hose in the top. So this will be interesting. I wonder if they got a measurement stick. All right, we're just gonna get kind of close to it. I think that's gonna work out. And everything's so tiny in my mirror, I can't see. I think that's gonna be good. And I think I might bring you guys with me. You know, no harm in that, right? All right, where's keys? All right. Okay, what do I need to do? I need to grab my gloves. Let's go make sure we're close enough. Grab a bucket, always. Little bucket. There we go. Oh, yeah, we're perfect here. Grab the hose. Oh, kick those. Yeah. All right. Now let's look inside to see how much liquid's in here. I hope they got a measurement stick. No measurement stick. There's some shit water in there. I'm pointed downhill quite a bit, which is not ideal. Do I have another measurement stick? I left it over at the other site. The bleeder valve needs to be shut. Who would leave that thing open like that? Alright. Little bucket. Open the cap on the inlet, which this might have some liquid in it too. Lit just a little bit. Perfect. Bring this hose up. Lock her down. My belly hanging out. Yeah. Okay. We are hooked up. We are empty. Now I gotta go get hydraulic cables hooked up. Oh, shit me. There's ice all over the ground. I almost fucking fell down. Alright. Grab the pressure line. Screw that bitch on there. I wish we had the quick connects, but we don't. Screw that fucking bitch on there. Uh-oh, here comes somebody. I'm gonna have to talk to him. But I'll let you guys just be a fly on the wall with that conversation, probably. Oh, screw this fucking return line on here. Get that fuck on there. Alright. Now we gotta get the PTO turned on. Hey! How you doing? Oh, dude, I'm so happy. Put her there. I've been good. Did you get everything you wanted for Christmas?
I don't think I got anything I wanted.
All right,
Well,
same here.
I wanted the kids, buy them shit, so.
The kids' laughter is all I wanted.
Yeah, and then the police tell me I gotta get out of school, so.
Oh, fuck. Turn this motherfucker on. All right. Do you have a measurement stick?
But the float not work on this one?
Oh, the float works on this one.
I just sucker till you can, and I gotta clean it.
Okay.
But after you get this one down, that one that doesn't have a fit.
Yeah.
If I'm not here, call me, and I'll bring a pipe wrench up. And then the one facing backwards, there's a 4-inch fitting on the back.
Yeah.
I've either got a fit to go 4 to 3 for it, or we got 4-inch hose laying over there on the back of the truck.
Okay.
So it's however you want to go about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, same old, same old.
Hell yeah. All right, I'll get turn on vacuum. Isolation valve is open. A little bit of tone change right there. You can tell it's working. Now I got a couple gauges back here. I got my isolation valve gauge. So that tells me what the isolation valve is doing, where the pump comes into play. And the gauge is going down, so I know that I'm pulling some vacuum. And I got my tank gauge. And my tank gauge is also going down. So, we can open up our valve on the truck. Slowly open up this valve. All right, frac tank is opened. We're pulling. I got a gauge here. So when I turn the PTO on, the tractor bags go down.
Here's 4. Same as always. Whatever.
Blood?
Nah, it's chocolate from a muffin.
Oh, muffin.
Sign, date, whatever you want to write there. What is it that we write on the tank?
4,500.
Okay, perfect.
I'll pull it up to the middle of the F.
Sounds good.
Because I'm facing downhill, so I guess I could go to the top of the F.
Sounds good. They kind of want you all staggered, but if you both leave at the same time, I don't give a shit.
They'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
I need to get this shit done.
Yeah.
Just taking 1 or 2 loads out of this one, so there's 2 or 3 left. That one's full to the brim. That one's full to the brim.
All right. Hell yeah.
But the one down here on the end's got the hose running downstairs. That one is all going to the landfill, so don't pull on that one.
Okay.
It's too thick to go to Valley where they don't want it.
Yeah.
So,
Sweet. Were all these full?
all on this road, yeah.
And they're all cleaned already, or no?
Some of them, yeah, I got to clean that one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I got to finish the one next to that one, I think.
Damn, you guys been running loads like hell.
We've had 2 tankers all the way up until yesterday.
Yeah. Well, this is better than what I was going to be doing. They're going to be just running roll-off boxes. I was like, all right. And then I fucking woke up late as shit today. They're like, be there at 7. I'm like, okay. And I wake up, it's fucking 7. Like, shh. I mean, hey, I'm winning something. Okay. All right. There you guys get my conversations. Bye-bye. Have a good day. Oh, yeah. This is nice here. This is a nice little setup they got here. All right. What did I get for Christmas? I've asked a lot of people and I never, but it's weird. It's kind of funny to ask grown men what they got for Christmas because most of them say nothing. And trying to think, I think it was a birthday gift. I got a shaver for my birthday. My wife wanted me to open it as soon as it came in from Amazon. She didn't want to wrap it, I think. So she's like, let me just give it to you now. And then, what the fuck else did I get? I got some candy. Like, we had these, like, they were the bell-shaped chocolates. That's what my stocking got filled up with, was the bell-shaped chocolates, because I had mentioned that I liked them. I was like, oh, those fucking chocolates are delicious. I ate, I think, 2 of them, and the kids they dumped it into the candy box, or candy bucket that we have. We just have a bucket. It's from the movie theater. It's a Taylor Swift bucket. My wife went to go see the Taylor Swift movie, or whatever the hell it was. And, yeah, you just put all the candy in that bucket. We just dump all the candy in there, and then the kids just grab the bucket and run around with it and eat it. We should probably be more parental controls, but we don't. But I don't know. I think things are going all right so far. By golly, we're almost halfway loaded already. Look at that. Now, it is going to be a little bit construed because we're downhill. Well, I was saying something earlier. Look at me. I'm all fucking flustered. I can't think of nothing. Damn. Yeah, the truck is running. It's doing a good job here. It's sucking lots of shit. And You just don't want to overload them, because if I overload this bitch, and I'm facing uphill, because where the pump is pulling air out of the tank is at the front of the trailer. So if you're pointed downhill and you overload it, at least the intake valve, it's got a pipe that goes in. It's like midway up is where it goes into the tank, and then inside the tank, if you look, there's a hose that or a pipe that goes up almost to the top of the trailer, and that's where it spits the liquid out. So that's why whenever you close that valve and you drive around for a little bit, that hose will eventually get full of liquid that can't escape. So that's why that valve usually will have, on a full load after driving around, there'll be 5 gallons of liquid in that valve that you're not going to get out until the next time you open up your intake valve, which is usually on a piece of property that you don't want to make a big mess. So you always got to be prepared. And that's what I always tell people when I'm training them is before you crack that fucking cap on the fucking intake valve, make sure you have a fucking bucket. And, I tell them on everything, just make sure you have a fucking bucket, because if you open that motherfucker up and a little bit dribbles out, well, if a little bit dribbles out, that means a lot is just going to keep dribbling out. The other way you could do it is make sure that valve is shut, make sure you're pulling vacuum, then leave the valve shut and open up the cap, and if there is liquid in there, it's only going to be less than a gallon right there behind the cap. But most of the time, if you shut your valve and you clean out your valve guide, which I try to do, then you'll be all right. Not much liquid is going to get back there, because there's also air inside that. So liquid will try to come in, but eventually that air will get compressed and won't let any more liquid come in. So you'll only have a couple of dribbles in there if you have a leaky valve. But I don't know. There's just a lot of shit, running one of these vac tankers. I saw Shane. Shane has tattoos. I was watching his 2026 video. Well, I wasn't watching it. I would listen to it. But he said he was running tankers, and I did stop to look and see what the hell he was talking about. He's got 2. He's running double tankers. Now that's fucking crazy. I mean, doubles and triples ain't for me, but I ain't no Aussie. But he's running them dual tankers, and he said, if this ever came up to be a full-time gig, I might take it. I like running tankers. I like running them when you got good equipment. Hey, hey, hey. Not a whole lot. Looking for dirty ones? Yeah. Is the ER done now?
I think so. I actually wasn't out here for that one. I was held back to do just all the other stuff basically.
Yeah.
I think they wrapped it up either yesterday or something.
Sweet.
Seems like we just got to clean it out.
Yeah. Well, I'm damn near loaded. I'm gonna get to almost to the top of the F on here, since I'm facing uphill a little bit. And then
So all the ones with the hatch open and sucked out then?
yeah, he said all those, they were loaded and now they're offloaded. All the ones that are closed up, so there's 2 more. There's the backwards one and this 4th one. Those ones, he said, are full to the very top. This one, he said, there's probably 2 more loads in it after I'm done. And then that very front one is chunky, so it's got to go to the landfill. So that one will be the hardest one to clean, I guess. Oh yeah, a little chunky, a little chunky shuffle on the inside of that thing. Yeah, just creek water. He said he had 2 tankers running all week. I don't know who we have 1 tanker. I don't know who the other one was because this has been my tanker for a while. Yeah, Corbin, and there's got to be another guy. Hell yeah. All right. Lost my train of thought where we were, but you guys understand what's going on here. Oh, Shane with running them tankers. Yeah, I love running them. They're just a lot of fun. They're good. When you got a good equipment, that was I was saying. You got to have good valves. You got to have the right fittings and hoses and shit like that. A truck with a good PTO on. If you're doing a vac tanker, I don't know if his didn't really look like vacuum tankers because vacuum tankers are built up a lot more. They're smaller. You haul less liquid with them, but they're reinforced because that vacuum pressure. I mean, I don't know if you guys have ever seen the video, but if you just get on like vacuum tanker fuck ups or whatever, and you'll see some of them are rail cars and like a big fucking train car. Like it's a train car. They're strong as fuck. Like those things bounce and all kinds of shit. They have so much weight on them, and if you pull too much vacuum on those things, you will pancake that bitch. We're right at the top. And you could do the same thing with regular tanker trucks too. All right, close that down. Oh no, I need to leave that one open. I need to close this one. Close, close. Got a little bleeder valve here. So there's liquid in the line. And I got to get the liquid out of the line. I got to close the valve here on the bottom of the frac tank. Then it goes to a bleeder valve. Then it goes to my hose. Then it goes to my truck. So I leave my truck open. And I open up a bleeder valve here at the bottom to let air come in. Or else it's just going to pull vacuum in the line on the liquid. But you guys can probably hear that. I'm pulling air to suck my line out. And my line is completely empty. And I shut my valve. And then I take this off. And I put my cap on. Always start with your fucking cap. And then this. Oh, we got a frac tank guy here. He's going to start taking some frac tanks out. All right. And then I really should put a cap on this one. There we go. There was no cap on it when I got here, but I happen to have an extra one. And then shut that bleeder valve, so the next guy that comes over and doesn't have a big fucking mess. Because if I opened up that valve on the bottom of the frac tank with that bleeder valve open, it was just going to be a 1-inch line full of fucking shit spraying out. Leave your truck on vacuum, close your isolation valve, or else your isolation tank will get shit, in it. Get in your truck, turn off the PTO, turn off the vacuum, frac tanker, grab a pen. Yo!
Still full.
The ones with the doors shut. All the ones that have the doors opened are empty.
All the ones on that side of that door is shut.
Maybe those ones are clean then. He only told me about this side. Justice is right down the road, though.
I fucking pulled one this morning. None of this shit was in the way. They shut up this morning, parked all their shit, started fucking racing. And ain't nobody fucking up here.
Damn it!
Jackasses.
So there's only two more that are full. Well, three that are full on this row, but I think they're all the ones that are open are empty but dirty. This one's got chunky shit. The one with the hose at the bottom valve on the front over here is the one I just pulled from, and then the one at the very end is full to the top. So, yeah. Well, he said some of them are clean, I think. Yeah, he doesn't know. He hasn't talked to anybody. He doesn't know any. I asked him. He's like, I just got here. He's like, I haven't done anything here yet. All right. Yep. Oh, fun times. Fun times. All right, where's my pen? I saw it. There it is. Anyways, PTO off. Grab your paperwork. Usually we have a BOL, bill of lading, and it's just a blank thing. It's it's like who made the mess, or who created the waste, who's hauling the waste, where did the waste originate, and where is the waste going. There's 4 boxes at the top, and then there's like a description of the waste at the bottom. So that's a regular BO, like an empty BOL, and it's a carbon copy, so you got like 3 copies. But for this one, they got this, and he's got chocolate muffin on it. But I always write my truck number at the top, 308, and my trailer number, 101, and then non-hazardous, non-regulated E-coat water. Section 10 is number and type. So number of containers is 1, my tanker truck, and then the type is tanker truck, so it's TT. And then the total quantity, I always write 4,500. You're never going to get an exact fucking count. So, and then, the generator has to sign, and he's got it on here. So, and then my name printed, and then signature, and then the date, which I think today is the 13th. Damn, this year's going by. 1/13/26. All right, shove that up on the dash where it fucking goes. Put your pen away so you don't lose that bitch. And then I have a suspension load gauge, and now I am facing uphill, so it is going to be a little bit off, but I think I got a perfect load here because it says I'm facing uphill, so most of the weight of the liquid is going to be at the back of the trailer, not at the front of the trailer, which is hooked to the tractor. And my suspension load is 56, and I usually I think 58 is a perfect load. 58, 59 is like a perfect load. And that's just like how much PSI is in my tractor airbags to keep it level, wherever the level thing is set. And it's just another way you can kind of dictate how much you got. I can tell if I'm overweight. I can tell if I'm underweight. So if I'm at 55, usually I can haul another couple thousand pounds. Um, and it says I'm at 55 right now, but that's because I'm driving and I'm driving uphill. There's some gooses over there. And now that I'm leveled out a little bit, well, I'm not leveled out. I'm still going uphill. I could pull on this scale just to kind of look. 56, 55, 56. I'm not going to get on their scale. They might freak out. They might have some sort of a system on there. They're like, "Hey, whose load is that? You know, who just put a scale up into the thing? 57." So I'm like right at perfect weight, and I'm going to start going downhill. So the weight, it's going to increase. Well, that's weird. I don't know why it decreased. Well, 50, 58. I saw it say 58, so I think I'm all right. Anyways, we're loaded up. Yeah, we got an ER crew. They're always everywhere. There's always something going on. So I'm guessing, I don't know I haven't been briefed on exactly what the hell is going on with the other ER on site, but uh, usually it's like a fuel leak or an oil leak. A train has an oil leak on the track, and they'll call us up, and it's a really simple one, or a fuel leak. Sometimes a fuel leak might involve a rock or something fell up, came up and fucking punctured the tank or something. It happens quite often, or they overfill the tanks. But usually, whenever they're overfilling tanks, that's because they're at their fuel pad. And if they're at their fuel pad, they have like a catch pan for that. So, um, you got waved at me. I don't know what are you waving at me for. Oh, it says 60. Whenever you hit the brakes going downhill, it says 60. 60 psi. Good thing you got that isolation valve shut. Because if you didn't, all that liquid would be. There's a ball that floats up there. And that ball, it's going to catch most of the liquid. But if you do that a bunch of times and a little bit of liquid gets past that ball, because that ball will float. But a little bit of liquid getting past that, it's only like a 5. Well, it's probably got 10 gallons worth of space in it. And there's another ball on the inside of that. So if that thing gets too full, a ball will shut it off, and you can't pull vacuum. You can usually pull pressure, which is another thing that I should have been versed in, but uh, anyways, I was having issues that day. Yeah, I don't know that fucking thing. You want to keep your isolation valve closed. It's a butterfly valve, and it'll block, nothing's getting by it, so your isolation tank will stay nice and dry and keep your truck working properly. Also, you have an emergency vent is what I call it, because you got to be able, you got to have a regular vent, and then you got your isolation vent. And if your isolation tank gets any liquid or anything in it, and then you have to vent your tank, it vents underneath the trailer. And if you open that motherfucker up and there's liquid in there, guess what? And you're doing pressure, or even vacuum. If you're doing pressure, you open that motherfucker up, it's going to push all that fucking liquid straight out into the ground. And you're like, oh shit. If you're doing vacuum, you'll open that up, it'll vacuum all that liquid up, but as soon as it loses all of its vacuum ability, it'll be free flowing. Then all that liquid will just come rolling out, after you walk away. So it's important to keep your isolation tank empty. And then you got pump oil, which is on the actual hydraulic pump underneath, and it's just like a lubrication for the pump. And you got to keep that thing full of oil. Which these Dragon tankers are pretty damn good. The Huber tanker, it would go through pump oil pretty fucking quickly. I think it was just worn out a little bit more, and it would have a little bit more. It would just consume a little bit more oil. But this one's pretty good. You fill it up, you're good for like a month, and then even after that month, you're only adding a quart or whatever. But your exhaust for your pump, because your pump is going to also have an exhaust, because all the air, if you're pulling vacuum, it's pulling air out of your tank through the isolation, and all that air has to go somewhere, so it's coming out the exhaust. And if you're building pressure, that means you're pulling air in. That exhaust becomes an intake, and you're pulling the air into. It's just compressing air into the tank. And but anyways, there's a fucking another 10-gallon tank on the exhaust, because all that pump oil that gets used has a catch can, if you will. So you got to dump that out, or else you're pulling vacuum, you're out on a site, and that tank is full of used pump oil. It's going to start spitting it out the exhaust. You're going to have a big oil spot on the ground. You know what I mean? Know what I mean? I think I explained it pretty good. This is Vac Trucking, buds. This is Vac Trucking. This is what I do almost every day, and I enjoy it. Doesn't take a super skilled individual, because look at me. Look at me. But you just got to be aware of some things, because you really fuck some shit up. You can really fuck some shit up if you don't know exactly what you're doing running one of these. And then, yeah, you're not hauling as much, because this is a heavy ass trailer. It's reinforced. It's got a catwalk on it. It's got big steel side trays. A bunch of shit on there. It's a heavy ass trailer, empty. So I'm sitting probably right at 79,000 pounds. But you're not hauling as much liquid as other people, but you're just as heavy as they are. And some liquids, you can fill that motherfucker all the way up, and you're not going to be overweight. Some liquids are kind of light. All right, got to get over one more. And we're going straight uphill, so we're doing 40. We're going slow as hell. Come on around, motherfuckers. Last night I tried to sit down and play my video game a little bit, and I did play it a little bit. Well, no, actually I didn't play it at all, but I did download some stuff for it. But then I just got tired, man. I was just like, I could sit here and fuck around with mods and everything on BeamNG. Been doing a lot of BeamNG. I did play Card Shop Simulator the other day, over the weekend, and I started a brand new one. Because my son, he's been messing with it, and, we lost the shop. The shop is done for. We didn't lose it technically. We weren't in debt or anything, but the shop was going downhill. It was just too big of an operation for my 6-year-old to take care of. So I said, let me just start a new one and set them loose on that. You can only buy like 2 different uh, types of cards, and it's a tiny little shop. It's a lot easier to manage. So I gave that to him, and I think he enjoyed that one more. You know, he's like, "Where's my workers?" I'm like, "You brother, you ain't got enough money to do nothing yet. You gotta build that money up." Just splashed chew spit. Damn it, boy. But yeah, that's the weird thing, you know. Usually I'll go to bed at midnight, 1 a.m., and I'll wake up at 5 a.m. and be ready to roll. And today, last night, I went to bed at 9. I did sit there and watch YouTube for a little bit, but I was asleep way before midnight. I don't know what time it was, probably 10:30 maybe. And I got a lot of sleep last night, so I'm good to go today. But my wife was also like, "Hey, you should really take your lunch." I said, "Okay." So I got my cooler emptied out. I had to throw everything away that was in there. It's been rolling around the back end of my truck for a while now. Oh, I'm not getting off here. I'm getting off on the next one. Why would I get off on this one? You know, that makes no sense. Uh, it was all slimy. I had almost a brand new thing of mayonnaise. I had a brand new thing of Grey Poupon. I had a can of tuna. You know, a metal can of tuna, completely sealed, and a little jar of peppers. You know, some of that stuff was probably salvageable. You know, it was all sealed up, but it had been sitting out in the cold, out in the freezing, out in the hot. You know, it's been in the back of my truck for a while. So I just decided to throw all that shit away. I've already replaced almost everything that was in there, but this morning I didn't have time to sit there and pack a fucking lunch. And I got to clean my cooler out because it's a little grimy on the inside. I want to get it cleaned up real nice and good. So I just grabbed one of my wife's fucking power bars or whatever. She's doing this health kick where she's buying all kinds of fucking expensive ass shit, so she can you know, get a little healthier, I guess. And so I was like, "Give me one of your power bars or whatever." I got one of them things. I was like, "All right, I will not buy lunch today." And I'm gonna stick to it because yesterday, I mean, I'm pretty fucking upset with myself. Yesterday, I passed up a Casey's. I passed up a Casey's. I said I'm not gonna go in there. It's my normal stop when I go down to Tulsa. I have a normal place. They almost know me my name at there. They know what I'm getting: 2 bacons and a coffee. Um, I passed it up. I said I'm gonna pass it. Well, guess what? There's another Casey's in town that's not a truck stop. That's a little bit hard to get into, and I got my fucking truck up in there. I said I'm going in, and so I really I want to blame it on addiction, but it's just willpower. I have no willpower, and you know I just it was really good fucking pizza though. Oh god, it's really fucking good. That one that I got, I was like, man, maybe I should stop here more often. Their pizza cook was way better. But no, I need to stop fucking eating pizza. Well, I mean, I guess I did go to. We were with the kids. We were driving around on Sunday, and they were all, you know, we want food, and you know, we're kind of trying to budget a little bit right now, but we hadn't eaten out. I, well, my family, we haven't eaten out but a couple of times this year, which we're only 13 days in, so that's not super great, but it's better than what it was. We would eat out quite often. And kids were begging for some food, and I was like, you know what, let's just go to Pizza Street. Pizza Street is a wonderful fucking place. It's not the greatest pizza, but it's an all-you-can-eat pizza buffet. So I mean, I've been there a bunch of times. Pizza Street, all you can eat for $2.49 is what it used to be. Then it was $3.49. Then it was $3.99, and then it was $4.99, and then it was $5.99, and I think we're up to like $11.59. All you can eat for $11.59 or something like that. $12.49, $13.40. I don't know what it is. But it's way the fuck up there because it used to be all you can eat for $2.99 or $2.49 or whatever it was. That's back in the day, and because my dad actually owned a store and it was right next door to Pizza Street. A lot of people, in Kansas City, there's a couple of pizza buffet places. There's CC's Pizza. There's Pizza Street, and now there's a new one. Well, not new. It's been there for a long time. Pizza Ranch. And I'm telling you what, Pizza Street is just the one to go to. We would have debates in elementary school. Whose is better, CC's or Pizza Street? And it was like, I don't know. I think the CC's pizza was on the more expensive side of town or something because we always went to Pizza Street. And it's still there. It's still up and going. They do keep raising their prices, but it's worth it. But you go out there, they're gonna have a bunch of fucking pizzas. I think they have like 12 pizzas out there at all times, and then they got dessert pizzas. They got they got cinnamon rolls, then they got like little raspberry squares, little chocolate squares, and then another one that's I don't know what it is. Then they got breadsticks. They always got pasta. They got like little pasta thing, a little fettuccine thing. They got macaroni. They got a salad bar. They got a ice cream dispenser, and then they got the soda machine. They also have an arcade. It's just a small arcade, but they got probably 8 games inside there. But I mean, it's just like perfect. Take the kids there. So we went there, and my wife, I could just see her staring at me. I felt it. I still ate what I wanted to eat, but it was sad. I was like, damn, look at me. Look at me. Because they have a spinach pizza, which is fucking delicious. It's got like Alfredo sauce and then mozzarella cheese and spinach. And then they have another one that's a spicy chicken pizza, and it's fucking delicious. And I stack them. I'm bad about it. I stack them. I put the Alfredo on top of the spicy chicken, and I eat it like a little sandwich. And it's so fucking good, dude. You got me watering over here. And the rest of their pizza, yeah, I mean, it's not the greatest, but it's a lot of it, and it's always fresh. And then they have like the breadsticks with the like little marinara cups. Dip that. Yeah, I eat the crust. At Pizza Street, I eat the crust. Damn, it's just so good. Anyway, I think I'm gonna go ahead and end this. It's been going on for a while. You guys have learned a lot. I don't need to sit here and talk about pizza with you. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you go because I just got to my disposal location here. I hope you guys learned something. I hope maybe I sparked something. Somebody's like, man, I wonder where I could work. Look for a vac truck service. Look for a vac truck service. It could be a good time. Poo plant. You just go suck out some porta potties. That's kind of the same thing. You know, you got Vac Truck, you're just covered in poop. If you want to get covered in poop, go do that. Or just look for any environmental company, and if they're like, "Hey, do you have Vac Truck experience?" Like, "Oh yeah, man, I got dragon tank." Just say these keywords here: dragon tanker, 5,500 gallons, Huber tanker, isolation valve, pump oil, fittings, cam lock fittings, male, female, 3 to 4, 2-inch hose. Just say some of these words, and they'll be like, "All right, all right, all right. Yeah, you got it." And then figure it out when you get there. You know, it's very very. Just look at your fucking gauge. Just ask the guy, do your gauges work? Because a lot of times they get clogged up and stuff, and they don't work. So just be like, do the gauges work, and then follow your gauges, bud. You got to know what your isolation gauge says versus your tank gauge. And if you open up on pressure and you fuck up some shit, that wasn't me. That's not me saying that. I don't know where this guy's going. Is he going in there? He's going in there. Give him a little bit more room here. Right. Excuse me. Adios. Keep all 18 down. We'll talk to you later.